contextual identity and asserts only the most essential nature. The most common form used privately, according to Orthodox contemplative manuals, translates roughly as, "I am not what this world calls me. I am what was before this world named me." Compare that to the Gnostic closing formula, "I am not of this realm, and this realm has no claim on what I am." 2 traditions, 2,000 years, 1 sentence. That is not coincidence. That is the fingerprint of something that actually works. So why did the institution that controls the most widely used prayer in Christian history quietly remove it? Follow the logic. To understand the removal, you need to understand what the Declaration of Origin does to institutional authority. A practitioner who closes their prayer with, "I am not of this realm, and this realm has no claim on what I am," is a practitioner who has just declared, out loud, in the most sacred context of their life, that their ultimate identity is not subject to any earthly jurisdiction, not the church's jurisdiction, not the state's jurisdiction, not the social order's jurisdiction. That's not subversion, it's theology. But it has the same practical effect as subversion, because it produces people who are very difficult to spiritually manage. The Roman Empire needed manageable Christians. Constantine's church, formed in partnership with the Roman state at Nicaea in 325 AD, needed a Christianity that supported social order, not one that produced individuals walking around with an internal declaration of non-jurisdictional status. The Declaration of Origin had to go, and with it went the entire Gnostic framework that made it meaningful. The understanding of archons, the cosmology of nested realms, the practical tools for navigating spiritual interference. All of it replaced with a simpler system. You are a sinner. The church mediates your forgiveness. You owe obedience to the institution that holds the keys. That system generates the $170 billion a year the Catholic Church earns in the United States alone. It generates the $280 billion global mental health industry that has largely absorbed spiritual distress and renamed it as pathology, treatable by professionals, not resolvable by individuals with tools. It generates the $4.5 trillion wellness and spiritual guidance market that sells you proximity to experiences your tradition was originally designed to give you directly. None of that economy functions if you have the Declaration of Origin and understand what it means. So how was the removal accomplished? First, the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD standardized the canonical texts. The Lord's Prayer was fixed in the Matthean form, without the closing declaration. Second, the Gnostic communities that preserved the full form were declared heretical and systematically suppressed over the following century. By 400 AD, public Gnostic practice in the Roman Empire had been effectively eliminated. Third, the theological vocabulary needed to understand the Declaration of Origin, archons, realms, ontological non-belonging, was coded as heretical language. You couldn't teach the sentence without teaching the framework, and the framework was illegal. 17 centuries later, that architecture is still running. You were handed an incomplete prayer. Not because Jesus taught an incomplete prayer, because the institution that gave you the prayer had a specific interest in what it left out. Now you have the complete version. Here's what to do with it. 3 steps. Nothing to buy, nothing to join, nothing to perform. Just the prayer you already know, plus what was always supposed to come after it. Step 1. Pray the Lord's Prayer as you know it. Don't change a word. Don't restructure it. Every element of the prayer you received is doing real work, building relationship, alignment, provision, forgiveness, protection in that exact sequence. Speak it at your normal pace. Let each line land before you move to the next. If you've been rushing through it your whole life, slow down. The petition sequence is a preparation. Each line is clearing the way for the next. This step alone, done with full attention for the first time, will feel different than any recitation you've done before. Step 2. Speak, deliver us from what holds us, and mean it specifically. The common translation is, deliver us from evil, or deliver us from the evil one. But the original Aramaic, la tahlan lanesyuna ela patsalan min bisha, is closer to, don't let us enter into what traps us, free us from what misaligns us. Before you add the Declaration of Origin, spend 5 seconds on this line. Think of one specific thing that has been holding you. A recurring thought pattern, a fear that keeps resurfacing, a dynamic in your life that pulls you away from who you know yourself to be. Name it internally. Hold it in the petition. The declaration that follows works most powerfully when it's responding to something specific, not abstract. Step 3. Speak the Declaration of Origin out loud. After deliver us from what holds us, pause. 2 full seconds. Then say, clearly, in a normal speaking voice, for I am not of this realm, and this realm has no claim on